Good evening, everyone. We're back. Newcastle suffered another defeat, 2-1 at the hands of Leeds United. I do feel like there are opportunities there for us to potentially get a point. That being said, they were the better side, and some of the changes that were made arguably have come too late again. But this is your chance for a bit of therapy, all of you, to get in and get things off your chest. Be running through people quite quickly tonight because we've got a lot of people lined up from what I can see. So, yeah. We'll get into this shortly, but as I said, no filtered. Get your points across, how you felt the game went. If there was any positives to take from the game, let us know in the comments. If you're not jumping on the fan reaction as well, bear me a second. First man we got up is regular Proudlock. I'll bring you in very shortly, mate. Just let me get this switched over. Evening, mate. How are we?
Well, it just says it all, really. To be honest, yes, you could see the performance. It was a bit better, but still, it's still not good enough. Unfortunately, it's still another defeat on the bounce. First off, we were dismal.
Yeah.
Fair enough. After we got the equaliser, but we were 2-1 down. I mean, the second goal we conceded. Who was picking Harrison up at that particular point? No one. He's been given that so much space. Again, as I mentioned, kind of take any away from the goal he scored, but still, you should not be allowed to give him that much space. Unfortunately,
No, I absolutely agree, mate. Any positives that you'll take from tonight?
I suppose there was a lot more chances. Okay, we did try and press forward. Maybe it should be thinking, should we have took another one here, particularly? But still, it's not good enough at all, Steve Bruce. He can't be the manager of this club for much longer now, hopefully. I mean, we've got Everton on Saturday. That's going to be a defeat. I can really sense it.
Yeah, it's going to be another tough game.
The Pog's terrible anyway. So to me, that game's a write-off completely.
Were you how did you take the lineup this evening?
It looked 5 at the back, but was it? It was hard to tell. Was it a 4 at the back? Because it looks like you could see Hayden playing as a right back majority of the game.
Yeah, it was a weird one. Players were all over the shop again in terms of position, but I think yeah, I just feel like tonight there was an opportunity missed at taking a point tonight. I really do. Leeds haven't been in the best vein of form, albeit we know they're a better side than us this year. So take nothing away from them. Defensively, they haven't been great, and I just feel like we had enough opportunities to have been taken. That Jamal Lewis chance, like he's got to be scoring.
That was a 1.
It was, but then there was a few, wasn't there? The keepers made a fantastic save. I think it was from a header from Shelby.
Yes, Fabian Schär as well.
Yeah. What do you make of Fabian Schär tonight, mate?
Tell you what, he did very well tonight. I'll give him credit for that because his performance against Villa was abysmal. But he really improved the night. So I'll give him credit on that.
Definitely. What are your predictions on Saturday, then, mate? I know you think we'll get beat. How do you think it will go result-wise?
I can sit about a 3-0 or 3-1 at Everton easily. Calvert-Lewin, James Rodriguez, Richarlison, players like them, if they're on the game, they're just going to have us all over. I can really, really sense it.
Definitely. We've been beat again tonight. We would arguably say that we're probably going to get beat on the weekend. Surely there's can't be much time left for Steve Bruce. What do you think?
Surely can't be. I mean, it's still awful. As I mentioned, it's another defeat. I can't see where the next wins come from. Play better or not, we're still losing games.
Yeah.
He's got to be gone. This manager's terrible.
Definitely, mate.
He's terrible.
Do you see us? Do you see us getting any points from the next few games at all?
Everton's no. I mean, and who have we got after Everton?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I think might be coming up against Leicester again.
Leicester be a write-off massively.
Let me double check. Sure, someone will let us know in the comments. Who we got up next after Everton? Anyone in the comments while I'm taking ages to find out the fixtures? Let's have a look. Don't know. We'll go to these quickly. Felt Shah and Shelby did well. Shah got my man of the match. Do you think Shah deserved man of the match?
Yeah, I would say he definitely did.
Everton, sorry, not Leicester. Everton, Palace, Southampton, Chelsea, and Man United and Wolves.
Everton, that's a defeat. Palace, again, that could be a boring score draw. Leicester, as I mentioned, Southampton, that's a write-off game as well. I think they're playing very well. I know we're at home, but Southampton have been frightening this season.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? Who else? Palace, yeah. Because what did their result end up tonight against West Ham? Was it 3-1, 3-2?
It was 3-2 last. It was 3-2, yeah.
Yeah, 3-2 against West Ham, which, in the grand scheme of things, isn't a bad result when they've still managed to score 2 goals against them. I still don't see a result for us at all. What do you think he's going to take for him to get rid of Bruce, or do you think he's here till the end of the season?
That's the worry. I mean, if the board are not going to sack him, surely he's got to look and thinking, I'm no good for this.
Yeah,
I need to step away immediately.
absolutely, mate. Oh, proud luck, pleasure having you on, mate. We're going to move through everyone pretty quickly tonight. If we don't speak to you before, we'll speak to you after the Everton game, bud.
No problem.
Take care, mate.
Thanks very much.
I'm just going to get Liam in. Liam's managed to get in because we're absolutely rammed. Evening, mate.
All right.
How are we?
Well, I wasn't sick 5 minutes before this, so I'm sound today in the grand scheme of things.
Good man. Good man. How'd you find the game, mate?
First half dreadful. Second half an improvement, but it's still poor.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know if you watched John Joe Shelby, but sometimes he just seems to just kick the ball aimlessly and just hope and pray it'll go to a player.
I just think he's not bothered anymore.
Yeah,
that's all I can put it down to. I mean, he looked a little bit more about it tonight, but again, as you've just said there, I just don't think he's asked, mate. I really don't, and it's frustrating because he was one of. I used to, like I said before, I used to back him so much, but when you're putting in crap performances week in, week out with a bad attitude as well, what can you say?
at least his corners were better.
We managed to beat the first man a couple of times. Any positives to take from the game other than John Joe Shelby's corners?
We scored.
What do you make of the goal, mate?
Very good. Speaking of John Joe Shelby, I think he was the one that sort of knocked at the Wilson, knocked at Miggy. I think obviously the keeper probably should have got a stronger hand to it, but it's a goal. So I'm going to take. I was buzzing. I thought we were going to be on the front foot, and then it just sort of died off.
Yeah. We'll bring our next guest in, mate, which is James. I'll let you throw some questions at them. Bear with me. James,
Hello.
How are we, mate?
I am all right.
Good man. Yeah, I think Liam's got a few questions for you, pal.
What did you make of Hendrick's performance today?
Throwing Liam on the spot there.
He was.
Sure.
I hardly see him touch the ball. To be
Yeah.
fair, I literally hardly seen him touch the ball.
Yeah. Did you understand why Bruce started Hayden at right back?
I don't know where Hayden was playing half of the time.
Yeah, I thought that was as well because when I think they scored, he got sucked in at centre back, didn't he?
Aye.
But yeah, what did you think of Murphy's crossing?
He should have done better defending for the second goal, but his crossing was meh. I thought.
Yeah. What did you make of the any improvements or anything positive about the game of the day?
At least we scored and actually were putting a bit of an effort in the second half, I would say.
Yeah. So would you start like that? So the second half, would you start like that against Everton on Saturday?
Well, at least try and try put in a performance against Everton at least. Because obviously the reason why we beat them last time because they didn't have most of their players were out, good ones, and now they're going to probably be fit for that one. But I can see us getting beat, but if we try, I'll be a bit more happy.
Yeah, because I think it's sometimes about the way you lose, not the fact that you lose. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather have lost. If we play the second half all game, I'd rather lost that way than how we played in the first half.
Bruce still out. Everyone should say
definitely.
that. I'm still angry about Andy Carroll last week, what he said to us, and the game was all right, and I thought I'm a little bit more happier today.
Yeah. What did Andy Carroll say to you?
Right. I post this thing. And he said something about this little girl who was unwell. It was on Instagram. And I posted on my Instagram story. Text back saying thank you, and I said good luck for the game on what was it when we played Villa Saturday or something like that. I can't remember now. My head's fully freezed after that game. And also he replied back saying he was going to celebrate for us. Did fuck all.
Oh well, at least you're in with Andy Carroll though.
Yeah, that's the main thing. He's still texting us.
Is he?
Yeah.
Does he just not stop leaving you alone now?
Yeah. I'm just yeah. Callum Wilson was all right. I thought he was a little bit quiet, but he got into the game a little bit more in the second half, I would say. But
he was more involved, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I thought he was. I think he got the assist for our goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Callum Wilson's assist. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jamal Lewis was pathetic today, I thought.
I thought he had a better game, to be fair, than he normally does.
Pathetic defensively in that. He should have scored, I thought, as well.
He definitely should have scored.
Definitely.
And then Saint-Maximin came and I thought, oh, we'll play a little bit better and I hopefully will see him do more rainbow flicks, but obviously, yeah. But
would you start Maxi on Saturday?
I'd say one more game off the bench and then see what happens from there.
Yeah. Because
obviously he's been out for a long time, the COVID and that, and we need him to be fully match fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if what you both think, but I thought he looked at. I know he was driving at players, but maybe lost a yard of pace as well because he's been out ill.
Yeah.
He looked tired towards the end, like.
Yeah, he tried, but he kept on losing the ball, and that's how you can tell he's a bit down. And that's how COVID, and, like, maybe he's like pushed him a little bit, like too far with it.
Definitely, mate. Appreciate having you on, James, and we'll see you on Saturday, mate. Take care.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye.
See you later,
pal. Sorry, I just answered the phone call. What was I going to say? Let me just switch this out a second. We've got a comment here for you, mate, and I mentioned it in the watch along as well. To be fair, you need a new T-shirt, pal.
Oh no. Which one should I get now?
I don't know, but we've got Miggy's more than a runner scored tonight. Maybe you should get that.
Yeah. I need to think of something I say regularly.
Definitely. Who we got in? We'll bring Harry in next. Evening, mate. How are we? Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Right, fire away.
Yeah, you go ahead, mate. How did you find tonight? Was it any better? Was there anything you were positive about?
Well, same old shite really in the first half, wasn't it? And then second half was a bit better. You know, he got higher up the pitch. You see why everyone says you need service into Callum Wilson, because we got a lot of balls in the box. We played a lot better. Just it wasn't there. We hit the bar twice, and Shelby forced a good save. Lascelles had a few very good opportunities with his head. I think we were value for a point tonight. Although I'm obviously not happy because the first half was shocking, but it was better to take the positive.
Do you think Steve Bruce deserves any credit for tonight?
For the reaction, but again, that's the problem. should be proactive, not reactive.
Yeah.
So it's like he deserves a little bit of credit, but overall, he still needs to go. It's not good enough.
No, I appreciate that, mate. What would you have gone with tonight if you were in charge lineup wise?
To be fair, I think the formation's right. We need 4 at the back. 4-2-3-1. I like, to be fair. Miggy in the middle, and then he has Fraser and saint-maximin on the wings. I don't know. It's forever the fullbacks are just lacking.
Yeah.
Lewis, how does he miss? How's he not scored?
But even putting it on target, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. What is he doing? Like, fair enough. He made the run. I thought he played well, decent tonight. A lot better than he has been, but he needs to put it away. Otherwise, he's just gonna get shit.
Mate, that chance was that bad that like I was behind on the stream, and even though I knew he hadn't scored, like still watching it behind, I was like, he's got to score this. Like he's gonna score.
Yeah, no, it's mental. It's mental. It's just like forever the fullbacks are the problem. Obviously Manquillo wasn't fit or whatever, but it's embarrassing that Kraft was he even on the bench? I don't know, but it's embarrassing that Hayden's playing at right back ahead of him.
Yeah, mate, we had Kraft and Manquillo on the bench, I believe.
Wow, it's embarrassing that Hayden's playing in their position ahead of him, and that everyone thought Murphy would be playing right wing back ahead of all of them. It's embarrassing.
Absolutely. On that, mate, because we were talking about it. Why do you think it is? Why is it that no player's been able to cement that position at right back?
I don't know, because it was a problem under Rafa as well, to be fair. Sorry, I shouldn't mention his name because blame for that. But, no, it was a problem under Rafa as well until Manquillo kind of nailed it down. But obviously he's had issues, been a bit inconsistent, and Bruce just keeps chopping and changing. But he does that everywhere across the pitch, to be fair. He never sticks with the team. Forever making at least 1 or 2 changes every week. I don't know why he just can't. Bit of consistency. That's probably why some people's performances are so up and down.
No, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. There's no consistency in what he's doing week in, week out. So you can't expect players to be able to build that confidence in the position they're playing. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you think we'll fare against Everton on the weekend?
It's an interesting question because it depends which Everton turn up, doesn't it? It's because they have very good games, which has happened most time this season, but then they just have some off days, like they did against us. I know they had a few players missing, but I don't know. I think we'd be very lucky to get a point. Yeah, it's scary the way it's looking. To be fair,
on that, where do you? Me personally, I genuinely think we could get relegated if nothing changes in the management position. What about yourself? Do you think we've got enough about us to stay up? Do you think we'll pull out some lucky results, or do you think we're done?
I think we can. If you had to ask. If I was to give an honest answer, I obviously think we could go down. It's a very strong possibility. I think we can with the players we've got. We've got very good players. They're just being mismanaged, and it's just horrible to see. And Bruce obviously hasn't got enough about him to get it all out of the players. Hopefully, with what we've seen in the maybe last 1 or 2 games with Fraser and saint-maximin on the pitch, we'll play a bit more forward thinking. But if we don't, we're fucked.
Absolutely. What was you going to say, Liam? Sorry, mate.
I think we'll see 5 at the back on Saturday.
I really hope we don't. 5 at the back. There's a stat. We've played nearly 25 games with it now, or whatever, under Bruce. We've won like 2 games.
Yeah, I think because he's scared. I think he obviously was scared of Leeds, but I think he'll be more scared of Everton. That's why I think we'll see 5 at the back.
Just another thing to say. It's on us staying up. It's embarrassing because we're looking down. There's been a 7-point gap for ages, but we're looking down. It's almost as if we're waiting for Fulham to pick up points to sack Bruce or whatever we're going to do. And they will eventually, because they've got West Brom this weekend, followed up by, I can't remember who it is, but there's another inviting fixture for them as well. It's like we're waiting for them to catch us up.
Absolutely, mate. 100% agree. I've said this. Like those teams below us are beginning to play each other now. They're all going through. It's almost becoming like, I'm sure over the next few weeks, there's almost a round robin of the bottom 4 playing each other. So it's inevitable. Fulham
are playing Brighton tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's inevitable that we're with us losing. We're just every game at the moment for us. Realistically, if you look at it, is almost a 6-pointer, and vice versa for the teams below, which is what's worrying me, because I agree that we have got the players, we've got the potential to stay up, but we can't control the results that are going on below us now, and that's what's worrying for me.
Absolutely, and it's like what is it, 10 or 11 without a win now, and
11, mate. Yeah.
Like, you don't see where the next result's coming from. You don't, because it's the scary games is Everton, Chelsea, Man United, Southampton. The next one I think is Wolves or West Brom, which you could argue we could win, but still a fat chance of that happening. It's worrying.
Absolutely.
What's our next run of games?
Yeah. That's all right.
Wow.
I'll try and get it from my phone.
Yeah. So next run is Everton, Southampton. Who was it? Was it Man United then?
So it's Everton. I think it's Palace, then Southampton. Everton, Palace, Southampton, Chelsea, Man United, Wolves.
Yeah.
And then it's West Brom.
That's fucking worrying, isn't it? That is worrying.
Yeah, it's not fun. Like we're in some trouble.
Definitely, mate. Harry, really appreciate you coming on, buddy. Yeah, if you can get in on Saturday, we'll get you in as well. Enjoy the rest of your week, and
lads, you too. Cheers.
Just before you do go, mate, score prediction for Saturday.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Everton.
Fair enough. 2-1 Everton from Harry. Speaking sense. Appreciate you, mate. We'll see you on Saturday.
Cheers. Thank you. See you later.
Take care, mate. Bye bye. Oh, yeah, worrying run of fixtures, mate. Worrying run of fixtures indeed.
Yeah. We'll probably, now we started playing an Eric's second half, we'll probably pick up some weird wins.
Definitely.
Like, we'll probably beat Man U. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's bring in Reese. Good evening, Reese.
Hello.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good.
Good. What do you make of the game tonight?
Just disgusting, really. I think it was a lucky goal that we decided to attack, but all the rest was it was rubbish.
Why would you say it was lucky?
Just I think they let the guard down a little bit. They just let the guard down, and then that's when they came away with straight away another goal.
Yeah, I think Leeds can be a bit complacent at times. Like, I think we've seen that multiple times, but I think I've said it on earlier videos. I think when there's a lapse in concentration, we need to be taking advantage of it, not just passing it around the edge of the box. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't see any points in the next few games. I really can't.
What do you think the scores will be against Everton?
I think the next game against Everton, I think it's going to be a 2-1 to Everton, and I don't think Bruce will be coming out for another, maybe next season even. I don't think he'll be coming out very soon.
Yeah. Do you think you'll play 4-4-2-3-1, or do you think you'll stick 5 at the back again?
You'll be stupid and you'll go 5 at the back. I think we don't want him to do that, but that's what it's just like.
Yeah. What do you think? Maximin will start, or do you think it's one game too soon?
I think he might. I think he might put him on the bench, maybe 1 or 2 more games, and then he might put him on the starting lineup. I think so.
So obviously, I think when our next run of 6 games, I think we'll play some of the top half of the table.
Yeah, it's just unlucky that at this point we're going to be playing against some good teams.
Yeah.
Just a question for myself, Reese. Would you rather us get relegated if it got rid of Steve Bruce?
I was thinking that a couple of days ago, but I would rather us stay up. But you never know.
Why would us rather stay up, mate? You just don't want to see us get relegated again? You don't think we'll come back up, or?
Nah, I don't think we'll come back up if we stay down because, well, we're run by Mike Ashley, and yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Really appreciate you coming on, Reese. Enjoy the rest of your evening, mate, and we'll see you on Saturday if you want to jump in as well.
Okay, right. Thank you very much.
Take care, mate. Yeah, Reese would rather us stay up. What about you, mate? Would you rather we went down?
No, I think if
we're
go down,
definitely going to get rid of him.
if we go down, we're never coming back up. We'll probably end up doing a Leeds where we stay out the league for 17 years and then come back. Do you know what I mean? Or even worse.
What about if? I know this is a long shot, but what about if it was to get rid of Ashley and Bruce?
I don't think anyone will buy us in the Championship though. So I think I know you're saying it's hypothetical, but I think if we go down, Ashley's going to be stuck with it.
Why do you just ask it? Why do you think no one would buy us? Because I do agree, but it seems that a lot of Championship clubs have been bought. But do you think there's too much infrastructure and Ashley would hold out on a ridiculous price tag even though we're in the Championship?
Yeah, Ashley will just hold out on a ridiculous price tag. I think he still wants like 300 million, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think he still wanted 300 million in the Championship, so he's never going to change on that.
No, that's fair enough. Right, next I'll bring in Dylan. Dylan, how are we?
Same as every night, really.
Fair enough, mate. Any positives?
Never ending. The second half shows how capable we are, but it's so few and far between that it's because Bruce, as you were saying, he'll revert back to a back five.
Yeah.
What is it? We any positives to take from tonight? I know the second half was better.
Second half was very good. We were very ambitious, but that's just pissing in the wind, really, because it's the first half was deplorable. It couldn't have gotten any worse.
Yeah.
And I think when I seen them first score, I think I put the post on saying game over. Do you know what I mean? And that was only like 19 minutes in.
On Facebook, yeah, that's exactly what I did as well.
Yeah. I think it's just like no one's got any hope anymore. I think
none whatsoever.
I still don't even think Bruce has got any hope because I think he just hopes that we're going to. My prediction the day was that he was going to hope until ASM came on and hope he would change the game at like 0-0 and score.
That's who he's holding on to, Maxi. But it's no good doing that to one player. We have good attacking players, and he doesn't let them do what they're meant to do, and that's attack.
Yeah. What did you make of Miggy's performance today?
He was poor the first half. He couldn't get anything going, but once we started attacking, he started showing how good he acted. Like everyone, it was a good all-round attacking performance. But the two players that should hold their heads in shame are Murphy and Lewis. Because Lewis he worries me when he has the ball. And Murphy obviously giving the first goal away. And I thought he was very poor for the second one.
Yeah, I'm not Lewis's biggest fan. Like, I don't think I've ever praised him once on the channel. Do you know what I mean?
I tried to at the start, but that's long evaporated. But
yeah. Well, what do you think Lewis's problem is? Do you think it's the way he's being coached, or like he's just got no confidence? Or
I don't know, because he's playing he's playing in a back four one week, a back five the next. There's no real consistency with him because I think he's more of an attacking player and a defensive player, but we're so defensive that he's exploited more often than not.
Yeah, and I think when we played Brighton, it got shown how poor defensively we can be.
Exactly. He was ripped. But one thing that has to, we have to get Jethro back. Simple as.
Do you think that would solve all the problems?
I don't know. It'll help. We have a lot more problems than the left wing back, but at the same time, the relationship him and Maxi struck up last season. They were dynamite at times together on that left-hand side. And he's more assured both defensively and offensively. He would have put that away. He would have scored that goal that Lewis missed tonight.
Yeah. What did you make of the free kicks? Because two or three of them hit the wall today.
You'd be crying out for Shelby. He's got such good ability to hit a ball, and he flatters to deceive so much with free kicks, and
Yeah.
they're good positions, but they don't make the best we get out of it. It's a corner, and one thing Shelby improved tonight was to actually beat the first man, but
Yeah, well, he did actually put a couple of good balls into the box from
he
corners.
put a good few balls, but there was one he put in, I think Lascelles put it wide, and I thought he should hit that because the keeper was well across. He was nearly at the other side of the goalpost, and he wasn't. He was at least maybe 26, 27 yards out, and he crossed it in. That's one where you cry out to hit it, curl it around, whatever, but...
What do you think the score will be on Saturday?
It won't be the same Everton as last time, and we barely got a win out of that game. Say 3-1 Everton, if we score.
Do you not reckon Pickford will mess up again like he normally does against us?
Sorry?
Do you not reckon Pickford will make a howler again like he normally does? Because he loves a good
we won't threaten him enough to make him for him to make howlers. As much as I hate him, we're one of the few teams he won't make a tit of himself against.
Well, I'm sure he'll try his best today. Do you know what
I mean? He'll try his best, yeah, but...
Final question from me, mate, as I've asked everyone else. If would you take relegation over getting rid of Bruce and Ashley?
If it means the Saudi takeover, yes, but I would take it, simple as, because I actually enjoyed the championship the last time we were in it.
So did I, to be fair.
But being honest, we won't be... If it means getting sold, I take it. I take League One, simple as, but we won't be sold.
Yeah.
It's more realism with that than hope or expectation.
No, absolutely, mate. Really appreciate you coming on, Dylan. We'll
Cheers.
see you on Saturday, mate, and hopefully we're all wrong and we get a result, but I can't see it. But yeah, mate, take care.
Cheers,
and enjoy the rest of your week.
Bye. You too. See you.
Bye-bye. Oh, dear me. What we got in the comments? Leeds scored tonight for the first time in 304 minutes. NFC gift, the gift that keeps on giving. Don't we know it?
I'm sure with Bruce's 200 loss in the Premier League, he's only played like 475.
Yeah, it was, mate. It was. Bring in Elliot in next.
Hi, am I on the camera?
Yes, mate, you are.
Sorry.
That's all right.
That's all right.
I just need to get set. Sorry.
That's all right.
Give me a minute.
No worries, mate.
I'll move the chair and right. Boost. Sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry, mate.
I'm sorting now.
Cool.
Boost needs to get. Sorry. Sorry, I need to sort the camera out.
That's all right, mate. There, that's better.
That's Bruce needs to get sacked in. Steve Bruce needs to get sacked in the warning.
Yeah.
And bring Frank Lampard from Chelsea, because otherwise there'll be socially distant protests outside St. James's Park or Sports Direct. I had one eye on the match and one eye on for watching along. My question is to everyone who's watching it: who's the worst manager, Steve Bruce, Alan Pardew, or Steve McLaren Rafa was my favourite manager, but Rafa's quit his job in China. Will he want to come to the club unless the Saudis buy the club? What's your views between Alan Pardew, Steve McLaren, Steve Bruce? Who is the worst manager? They'll be socially sorry.
That's all right, mate.
Manager out of Steve McLaren, Alan Pardew, you, and Steve and Cabbathead.
It's definitely for me, mate.
The best one.
Definitely, it's definitely Steve Bruce is the worst for me, and we've got everyone in the comments agreeing with you, mate. So everyone's Bruce out, Steve Bruce by miles. Bruce is the worst in the Premier League.
There'll be protests outside St James's Park and Sports Direct, socially distanced. I think that's only a matter of time.
Do you think Bruce would still be? Do you still think Bruce would be here if the fans were in the stadium?
What?
Do you still think Bruce would be here if the fans were in the stadium?
Can you repeat that question?
Do you think Bruce will still be here if the fans were in the stadium?
Bruce should be gone before fans even get into St James's Park.
Yeah.
Because Steve Bruce can't stay much longer. He will need his own security team around him. It's so toxic. He should be nowhere near the club. That's why he's still here, because the stadium's completely empty. He's still there. It's only a matter of time. We're going to the championship.
Elliot, I absolutely agree with you, mate, and I absolutely, really, I think everyone will agree, adore your passion, mate, because it's true. Like, the only reason he's still at this club is because fans aren't in the ground at the moment. Do you think if socially distanced protests were to go ahead, do you think that would help?
Yes, I would organise one with you guys tonight, but we're all stuck in the houses.
I know, mate.
Yeah.
When can we organise one, mate? Now.
Definitely. I mean, I would absolutely love to do that with you, mate. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm on a live. I'm on a live stream. I'm on a live.
Why?
I'm talking. See you later. Sorry, someone interrupt.
That's all right.
It's all right.
What was your question?
Who you mentioned Frank Lampard. Why is it Frank Lampard you'd like to come in, mate?
What?
You mentioned that you'd like Frank Lampard to take over.
Because he has the right passion for Newcastle United. And even though he was a legend at Chelsea, he would be the ideal man, given the state we are in. But I don't think any manager would take us over.
Yeah.
It's in this toxic turmoil. It's like we're so angry and it's so crap. It's absolutely hopeless.
How, like, just out of interest, Elliot, how when Rafa was in charge, how much of a positive experience was it in supporting Newcastle United for you?
If Rafa was a legend for the championship, it took us over in 2016. Last again, 10 games in the Prem. He stuck us through this mud of shit because Steve McLaren, the McNugget man, the McNugget man caused it. We don't want the same scenario this season where we get the likes of maybe Eddie Howard, Frank Lampard, Rafa Benitez taking over the club before it's too late.
I absolutely agree. If Frank Lampard and Eddie Howe were to come in, do you think they'd be able to do a good job with the players that we've got? Do you think the players we've got, Elliot, are good enough?
But my view on Steve Bruce, this January transfer window is Steve Bruce has to be out of the club. And it will be very late in the day before any new manager can find quality manager, because the January transfer window shuts on the 1st of February, which is next week, I believe, which is far too late. But I do think Maxi should have put a lot of effort. I hated when we put in the effort from the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Where's go on and call.
No, carry on, Liam. Carry on.
It just seems like where's the passion for the other 75? Do you know what I mean?
We need. I would be manager to sort out this shit. and I would have Rafa Benitez and Frank Lampard as manager, Rafa as assistant manager, maybe two managers together to have the passion. Similar system Derby had with Wayne Rooney, where we had player and coach. That would work because they would know how to, or Eddie Howard from Bournemouth, because he knows Callum Wilson, he knows Ryan Fraser. He would motivate them to stay in the Premier League because they got relegated last season. But takeover is dead and buried. Your questions to the previous guests were if we were to get relegated or have a takeover, I don't think a takeover is realistic in the championship because nobody wants to buy us after such a toxic atmosphere at St James's Park.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, mate. It was just a hypothetical question, but I absolutely agree. You're getting a lot of support here, mate. You mentioned having two managers. Everyone in the comments are saying we should have three and that you should be one of them. So,
Hey!
Definitely, mate.
Manager of the year. Make a big mention in the last word for me.
Yeah. Are you going to be watching the last word as well, are you, mate?
Manager, sort out this shit mess of this football club because Mike Ashley were being stuck with absolute utter crap because despite the Richard Masters last season, Richard Masters is an absolute corrupt guy because they didn't get on with the Saudi takeover, even though the deal between Qatar and Saudi Arabia is hopefully sorted so we can have our takeover between the Reuben brothers and Emmanuel Stavey and the Saudi PIFF and the Saudis so they can make us, because we want to challenge for you. We don't want to challenge for the we don't want to challenge in the Championship, because even though if we end up in the Championship, we'll get the likes of Sunderland and Middlesbrough. I see that as a positive thing, but we miss the days of Kevin Keegan, Alan Shearer, Les Ferdinand, like my dad mentioned me 20 years ago, before I was born. We had legendary players. When I was a young lad, can't remember, I must have been about 5 or 6, when this corrupt bastard Mike Ashley came in the club because it's a toxic atmosphere. It's not his fault. It's the Premier League. It's a corrupt thing. So I would be 50-50 happy to go down to the Championship. It would be a lot more enjoyable in the Championship. But in the bottom half of the Premier League, it's not so enjoyable, where we have got nothing to play for. We don't have any trophies to play for. It's since my dad was born, 1955, we haven't won a trophy. It's absolutely, the club is absolutely rotten.
Yeah.
Elliot, honestly, mate, your passion is absolutely unbelievable, and
I can't wait to get into St. James's Park and see you lads.
mate,
Meet up for a pint.
I absolutely agree. We'll 100% make that happen, mate. I can't wait to meet you. You're an absolute legend. Absolute
Thank
legend.
you. Good night. Have a good night. Even though there'll be a tricky couple of games coming up. Everton. Crystal Palace. Chelsea. Those games are hard to beat. That's why Mr. Cavatet must get out of this club. Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Us three would sort out that mess.
Definitely, mate.
Lee Johnny's office and be much happier.
Absolutely. Honestly, Elliot, really appreciate your time, mate. Thank you very much for coming on.
Good night.
Take care, mate. Good night.
Lee Johnny's office.
Definitely, mate. We'll take over. Take care, mate. Bye-bye. What an absolute legend. Absolute fucking legend.
West Brom are losing 4-0.
Are they?
Yeah.
He epitomizes the passion, though, doesn't he? And it's just fucking. I just hate seeing what we're going through, but yeah, he's bang on, absolutely bang on. What a legend. Who have we got in next? Dayan.
A wall?
Are you there, mate? A wall, yeah. But yeah, we'll definitely have to get Elliot on again. Hero. Here he is.
Oh shit! Sorry, guys.
It's all right, mate. No worries.
Well, how long have I been on? Sorry.
Literally 5 seconds. Don't worry about it.
5 minutes. We've been waiting for you.
Fuck. Wait, no. Sorry, I'm not supposed to swear, am I?
No, it's fine. You can.
Yeah. No. Sorry. I just ordered sushi with my flatmates, and it just arrived, and we wanted to sort out what was mine and what was other people's. Anyway. I actually, well, first of all, I want to say that I do actually think there are a few positives to take from the game. I think some people that have already been on are, I mean, obviously, 11 games without a win is shit. But just, I guess, the fact that in that second half, I actually sort of started to, I don't know, get excited at times, as opposed to, the usual shit that's been going on last few weeks where, like I was actually, shouting at the screen at times or, egging some of the players on or, getting excited. So
get a bit of passion again.
Yeah, a bit of passion. And I think that's what's been missing from the players in recent games. But I did see some passion from some of the players today, especially Fabian Schär. We've been missing a player to sort of take the game by the bollocks, so to speak, like I think he did in that second half. to take a bit of responsibility. But having said that, I think we only really have ourselves to blame for losing the game, because really we should have got a result from that game, at least a draw. And I mean, it's just stupid, throwing away a point with that second Leeds goal, just completely switching off, no concentration. I don't know who was meant to be picking up Harrison there, but when he got the ball, he had like 10 yards of space around him, and it was simple. He touched the ball, he was standing still, and just it was a good finish, to be fair, but certainly not good enough defending for that second goal, and not for the first goal either. Yeah, so it's definitely disheartening, I think, that we lost the game, considering that there was a bit of response from the players in the second half. And the only thing that I'm sort of worried about is that in the coming games, that it'll go back to what it's been in more recent games, which is basically just capitulating, flopping, not making anything of it. I think we need to take that energy from the second half of that game, that fight, and really, like, with the position that we're in now, 11 games without a win, it is a fight. Like, the players really need to be just fighting, because otherwise, it's their own careers really that are at stake. I mean, is John Joe Shelvey going to play for another Premier League club after he plays for Newcastle? Some of these other players that they came into the club and they were considered prospects but have lost form. What other Premier League club is going to want to pick them up? So I think, I'm Bruce out, but unfortunately, I don't think he'll be sacked unless or until we end up in the bottom three, because from the perspective of the people in charge, from the perspective of Mike Ashley, as long as Newcastle aren't in the relegation zone, then he's doing his job.
Yeah. Would you say this team now? Would you say it was better than we went down under Rafa?
Is it better than when we went down under Rafa? I don't know. I mean, I disagree with quite a few people who seem to think. Well, I don't know if you guys were included in this. I've heard you make some comments along these lines that that we have a good squad. I think we've got some Premier League quality players. I mean, Callum Wilson's a Premier League quality striker, but if he's only if he's a lone striker up front, which he was today, then you see that he can't do it on his own. He's not really that effective. He was barely involved today. I think, well, I don't know how many times he touched the ball, but there were other attacking players that were a lot more involved than he was. Callum Wilson's Premier League quality, I think. ASM, obviously. I mean, he could play for a better team than Newcastle, I think. But, I mean, a lot of these other players that are considered prospects. Lewis, to be honest, I don't see what some other people seem to be seeing with him. I don't think he's particularly talented. When he gets the ball, a lot of the time it's kind of like stop the ball and then shifting his body around it. And today, I think he really let the team down and let himself down with that wasted opportunity. I thought, like someone previously said, if Yetro Willems had been in that position, I think he would have scored that. And overall, I think he's just not offering enough going forward. So Lewis, I don't really rate. I think putting Hendrick in the team again, I think that was criminal. I said last game that I don't rate Hendrick at all. I don't think he offers anything creatively. I mean, Murphy, I think...
Do you not think Hendricks was in the squad to cover Shelvey?
Sorry?
Do you not think Hendricks was in that team to cover what Shelvey's like a lack of running and lack of...
Yeah, but I think you can have one of the Longstaff brothers in to cover Shelvey, because I think either of them, at least when they have a good game, they don't always have a good game, but they do more. They offer more than Hendrick does. For me, Hendrick's always passing the ball sideways or passing the ball backwards. Starting with Murphy, I would have had well, ideally I would have had ASM starting the game, but you can't just put him back straight away when he's been ill. So I understand Bruce sort of staggering his coming back in, but I don't know. Who else could have been in for Murphy? I thought, you could have. Wait, hang on. Matt Ritchie plays on the left, doesn't he?
He's pretty versatile, though.
Yeah.
Good force in there if you had to.
In terms of substitutions, I thought Bruce made some good substitutions, but he largely left them too late. I mean, putting on. Who did he put on? He put on Dwight Gale. I don't really think Dwight Gale's good enough for the Premier League, but you know
how Leeds defenders are quite small. Rumored to be. Do you not think it would have been worth putting Carroll on for the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, Carroll on definitely. I mean, I put in the comments, I think, during the live stream, I think with like 10, 15 minutes to go, that you should put Carroll on and play 3 up front because we got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did make some changes, and there was a bit of a reaction. But I think he could have done more. He could have put Carroll on as well. And like someone said previously on the stream, it's not good enough just to be reacting. You've got to be proactive as well. And I think, the starting lineup wasn't terrible, but at the same time, there's a couple of players in there, Hendrick, and I'd say probably Murphy as well, that shouldn't be in the first team.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone seen when Hendrick got signed that he'd be like a bit part player. Do you know what I mean? He was coming for the odd game just as rotation.
Yeah. And it's just part of Newcastle's sort of policy as well, to sign players from, either teams that are lower down than us in the Premier League or from teams that have just been relegated. So, I mean, you can't really expect much from players, even if they are some of the better players from those teams, but signing players from teams that have just been relegated. I'm not entirely convinced about Ryan Fraser as yet. I think he's yet.
I think we just haven't seen him enough, have we?
Sorry?
I just don't think we've seen Ryan Fraser enough.
Yeah. But he didn't do himself any favors. What was it, a couple of weeks ago when he got sent off? And overall, I don't think he showed enough. Other positives, I mean, Miggy got a goal, so he scored. But
you got that t-shirt on there?
Down with the
actually have, yeah.
What do you think the result will be on the weekend, mate?
Who's that against? Is it Everton?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll probably get beat. I think anyone would predict that. But I think we've got to get a win at some point, right? We've got to get at least a point or a win. So, what's happened there?
I don't know. Lee's just changed that.
Yeah. So I'm holding out hope still. It's hard to have any hope at the moment, but I'm holding out hope. I think it'll depend on our performance. And at some point, we'll probably get a lucky result somewhere.
Yeah, well, I think we'll get a lucky result against one of the big teams myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really appreciate you coming on, mate. We've got a few more guests to get in. 16 minutes left, guys. But yeah, we'll see you on Saturday, mate. Enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully we can get a result on Saturday. But take care, mate.
Right. Thank you very much.
No worries. Yeah, enjoy your sushi, mate.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. I'm just going to drop into the background and bring 2 in, mate. So I'll bring 40 in because he's been trying to get in for a while. And Jay as well. Bear with me a second. 40.
Hey.
I know you've been trying to get in for weeks, mate, so I'll genuinely
apologize. You guys are so popular.
How's things, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Just same old shit, different story. Or different day, sorry.
I'm just going to back out and bring Jay in, mate, and let you 3 go at it. So I'll get you a couple in as well. Bear with me 40. 2 seconds, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
Hello, boys. Any positive from the game?
Positive. If you tuned in around the 70th minute mark, you might have seen a half decent side of football from Newcastle. Apart from that, not really. Lo and behold, if you play players in their correct position, they actually play well. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, no Almiron, there's a big clue on his back, and it says 10. So again, it's almost like he should be playing in the number 10 role. And if you see where he scored from the number 10 role. So when we did 3 actual passes in a row, he actually scored. Like, I think that's what Steve Bruce actually planned all this time. I mean, 18 months it's taken him. He's finally got it together. He's thought to himself, let me try this Miggy Almiron kid out again. You know, maybe try and get him out of defensive midfield or left back. Let me try and play him in the number 10 role. I mean, he's got this number 10 on his back. I might try him there. And he goes and scores. And then the second one, sorry to cut as well, Jake. Like, ASM. Imagine having ASM on the bench, a fresh ASM for 60 minutes. And then he comes on and he's running the show. He's running the show. And this is not just me being, you know, an ASM fanboy. Of course, I appreciate him. And I don't think he's going to be for much longer. But let's appreciate him and make the most of him. Because, again, if you're ASM, you're thinking, do I want to be playing with this shit? He was taking it from, like, into midfield. And he was still scoring them.
No, he does not want to be playing with his shit. We put 305 passes in today, and ASM was 100 of them. 100 of them when he comes in at the end. He ran wild. Miggy, that's what this page shows right here. And if you look at any of our stats, it's all second half. Now, I guess I'm pleased to see a slightly better second half, but it actually kind of pisses me off. And I'm not going to be all mad today, but it just shows how inconsistent we are. Like, we should be doing, I don't know, something like this most of the time, right? Win or lose, we ought to be doing some of this crap. But in fact, for most of the halves this year, we don't do this. So I guess I'm glad to see it for a little while. 40, you're spot on with putting Miggy in at 10 there. Yeah, just because he can run back quickly and defend doesn't mean he should be running back and defend. Right? So I see, is there some positive? Yeah, is that enough light in the room to keep us from being relegated? I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
That 7-point cushion is slowly disappearing. Fulham now have got 2 games in hand of us. Brighton's got 1. Those 7 points going to be diminished soon.
And what if one of those teams picks up 6 or 9 points, right, from the other bottom 3 coming up? Well, now, because we're in 6th, we've fallen to 16th now. We're barely out of 17th. 2 of those teams get hot. And it's not going to take 40 to get through. Like last year it was 34 split, something like that. It's going to be another low year as well, but we're going to be in that damn mess, right? I mean, how the hell are we going to get 34 points with what we got right now? Like I was not worried about this in December. I was like, it'll be okay. I'm worried now. I think we all are. Are you guys worried? Like
I'm genuinely worried because, again, I can't see us getting out of this. 20 minutes of Bruce football is not going to give me optimism.
Exactly.
Now, I've even seen Lascelles after the game, and again, I have Lascelles' back a lot, but I've got to get into this. He talks about work ethic. He gave good work ethic. That's guaranteed. You're not there just so people make up numbers. Right. Work ethic.
That's the minimum. That's the minimum to be here on the pitch.
Minimum. You're not 11 models. You're not just out there to model. You're there to give work ethic anyway. That's a guaranteed. Play well. That's a guaranteed. Not 20 minutes of football when we're chasing a goal and then we go concede 5 minutes later. What is that about? Like, what do you actually do in training? Like, and again, I keep seeing this name. I've said it in my show and we're saying this one as well. Graham Jones. Who is Graham Jones? I don't want to hear about no Graham Jones because for me, he sounds like an estate agent. I don't want no estate agent coming to manage my club or coach my club. It sounds like a solicitor's. It sounds like Graham Jones' son. I want someone who has got sexy out of the name. Rafa Benitez. I've been given caviar. I want caviar back. I don't want fish and chips back no more. I don't want Graham Jones when I've had a Rafa Benitez.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, so
I want someone to coach up our players. Like, so Shar had a great game. That's great. I'm surprised by that. Hell, Shelby almost put one in the goal. I was thrilled by that. But our players are so inconsistent and they're going backwards. And that is the result of our coaching, right? That is directly attributable to the coach. And I'll take a real estate agent, honestly, if they will coach up our players, right? We're going backwards with what we have now. and adding some other person to the staff is just not going to work out. I do think that if somehow we survive in 17th, I actually think Bruce will be gone. I don't think. Say again.
Remind me about Shelby, because again, I don't want to see him in centre midfield no more. I do not.
Nor do I.
Hendrick in centre midfield. I said at the start, can't run, won't run. Both of them together. I don't know what Jeff Hendrick's. I think Jeff Hendrick is Steve Bruce's adopted son. I want a paternity test. I think he is the father. I think it's gonna be like Maury. You know Maury obviously. Like he is the father. That's the only reason why he starts every single game or starts the majority of the game.
We figured it out.
Why Shelby offers nothing. He's nothing. Like what does he bring to the table? I know. I said even listen, Lee. I know you run this channel. I know you're behind the scenes, and I know the times you got on to me about, oh, Shelby had a good game and he scored 5 goals. Where's Shelby now? Where's that Shelby now?
Yeah, where's that guy? It ain't 2017 anymore. We were past that. We were past that.
And he's still picking up 80 grand a week. So again, where's that Shelby now? Because again, at least I was going to say,
even his passes. Yeah, even his passes today, like some of them, he was just kicking them randomly, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? You're meant to be your best passer of the ball in the team, and like people have said, oh, you're the best passer of the ball in England. It's just thinking, just have a bit of composure and look for a player instead of just passing it to.
Listen, Shelby can't even pass win right now, so forget about it.
Yeah.
He can't even pass win because again, what does he bring to the table? I do not know. Again,
I'd rather see other players make the same mistakes. Right, I'd rather see other players make the same mistakes. I know the long staffs are up and down. Put anybody else in there. Put someone else in there in the middle besides them. And by the way, if we weren't playing 5 in the back, we wouldn't have to put Hayden in the back row, right? And there's so many other players that could be handling the middle of our midfield and letting Miggy do what he does with other attacking players. But I don't know. We're just screaming into the wind here because Bruce is never going to do anything smart ever, no matter what.
Yeah. Well, here's someone who needs to do something smart, and that's Mike Ashley. Like the only thing I give to him before is being a good businessman. Good business does not see us be in the championship again, because when we're in there, I don't think we're going to come back up straight away. So a good businessman gets rid of the rot on the 26th of January before the window closes and before Rafa, I just seen it pop up on screen, Rafa pops off to Celtic and then manages Celtic. Rafa can manage Celtic from his home. Rafa can manage Celtic on the phone, just like, yo, make sure he's there. He doesn't need to go up there. It's an easy life, but at the same time, he doesn't need that. Come back, finish the project, get rid of this fraud, make sure that this estate agent doesn't come into our coaching club, and make sure you play players. I know this is a bombshell for you, Bruce, but play players in the correct position. Do not play Jacob Murphy right wing back anymore. We have 3 right backs on the bench. You just insist on playing Jacob Murphy there. You insist on playing Miggy Almiron left back. You insist on putting ASM on the bench, but then on the lights of the face. What are you doing?
What are you doing? How do you have a job? How did this happen? Literally many people in this channel right now could do this job, at least at the Bruce level. And that is ridiculous. This is a professional organization worth hundreds of millions of pounds, allegedly, who is not paying the current manager anything. And any of us would do it for free and do a better job right now.
For free. I would walk up to St. James's Park and do it for free. I'll tell you that now.
I'd get a visa. I'd get a visa and be over there tomorrow. Right.
Oh, don't get started on visas, because again, the fact that we can't sort out Yedlin's visa, we can't even shift.
Yeah, well, why would we sort that out? He's only a foreign player, dear God. He's out. He's gone. Don't worry about him anymore.
That's a bizarre one, the Yedlin situation. It's like, how do you not know if his visa has run out? How have you not sorted this well before it runs out? Like, how can they just magically appear that as an issue?
It's us. It's Lee Charnley. It is Lee Charnley is why that happened. Right, that is why that
management that we have behind the scenes are as bad as the management we have on the pitch. It's that bad. And we're devaluing our own players like Paul Jamal Lewis. Now, look, Jetcho would have scored that. I'm not going to lie. Jetcho would have scored that chance. Everyone saw that chance. ASM drew in about 4 different guys, laid it off to Jamal. His confidence is shot to pieces, and I don't blame it half. Because again, look, Steve Bruce has just shot him to pieces. The fact that he was a high prospect at Norwich coming to us, and he was 15 million. I wouldn't even get 15p out of that guy right now, because again, he's looking shot to pieces. Again, he's better than that. He's better than that. Lascelles is looking washed out of here. I need a different captain. If my captain's telling me that we gave work ethic, I'm sorry, mate, but I need a bit more than work ethic. That's the minimum you're getting. You're not here on work experience. You're here. I'm paying a fair whack to managing this illustrious club. And again, stop giving me the whole Steve Bruce narrative about, oh, Steve Bruce is one of our own. I don't care. I said this again. I'm going to say this one more time. All the best managers at this club have probably not even been Geordies. And again, you could add Sir Bobby Robson to the mix because he's from Durham. So again, if you want to get technical, I can get technical. But again, stop giving me the whole narrative about Steve Bruce is a Geordie's one of us. I don't care about that. I want someone who knows what they're doing, who knows what they're where they're going, and can manage his club and get us up rather than down. Because otherwise, we are going to be playing Championship football next season.
Yeah,
well
what
said.
40 said right there. Just put me down for that too.
Did you hear that it was Bruce's 200th loss in the Premier League today? He's only played 475 games or managed 475 games. But he's a good manager according to all TalkSport pundits. Do you know what I mean?
The games moved by him. Can't believe we're
doomed because again, like stats like that, and again, you'll still get one of his mates giving him the loving about, oh, he's a decent manager. No one could do better than this. No, he's taken a good side and derailed them. Like it's baffling to me. I keep one, but I can't use any other words. He's taken a team that Rafa drilled well, added to it with the likes of ASM, Callum Wilson at England International. He's made Callum Wilson look like flipping, I don't know. Who can I use? Who's some flipping Shola Amiobi? That's what I'm going to use.
Okay, that's right. Nice. Or perhaps Sammy, who got even less playtime.
Or even Sammy. Do you know what I mean?
He's standing out on a bus stop, waiting for something to happen around him right now. That is what's happening.
There is another brother as well, I can't remember his name.
Yep, another one. But if we're going to play our 10 and our 10, I don't know. Why don't we put our 9 where the 9 goes? Put some wingers out there appropriately. And I don't know. Let them play football, right? I mean, what a brilliant idea that would be.
Whoa.
Am I being too American? Is this a little too American, right?
That sounds like common sense. Listen, common sense isn't common. I know people but common sense isn't common. So stop all that because otherwise you're going to give these guys ideas and these guys are getting paid the big bucks to come up with stuff like that. Putting a 10 in a 10 and a 9 in a 9 and playing wingers to get into the 9. Whoa.
I just looked it up on Wikipedia. I checked it out. So we're ready here. But if he would do that, if he would just do that, yeah, we'd still lose a crap load of games. But you know what we do? We'd win a few of them against some of these other teams. We'd win a few games and I don't know, maybe get 34 points and not get relegated. Maybe.
That's what we got to aim for right now. We've knocked out all the cups. We're playing shit. We're not scoring many goals. I mean, even the goal that we scored today, I was shocked.
The keeper almost got it.
3 passes together. I was shocked. I was like, is this us? The black and white team's us, right? We put one. I'm like, wow. So, for me, yeah, baffled, man.
Legends, lads, thank you very much for that. I don't want to have to cut you short. We kept you on for another half an hour, to be fair. But we've got scoring the players coming up next. So thank you very much, 40. Thank you again as well to you, Jay. Apologies to everyone in the background, but I couldn't cut that short. It was golden. So yeah, we'll get you all in next week. Promise. We might try and get maybe 6 in at a time if we can sort the layouts out. But yeah, just before I let you two go, predictions for Saturday?
You're taking a piss at you.
You got no results. We don't score.
Listen, quick and easy. Copy and paste this on the Saturday. Save you some work. There you go.
We just don't score. We just don't score.
Yeah. To see that again, we're not getting 20 minutes of football like that. So make sure you enjoy that 20 minutes of football. Rewind it, post it wherever you need to. Because again, that's the best 20 minutes you're going to get for a long, long while.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please drop a like on the video. Yes, scoring the players up next with Sam and the lads. And then we've got the last word with Lee as well. We'll get all this clipped up and put up on NFTV Extra. Thanks again to everyone. Take it easy. And we'll see you on Saturday. Take care.
See you later.